If in a simple pendulum experiment, the length of the inextensible string is increased by factor of 4, its period is increased by a factor of option A, 4. Pay attention. Option B, pi over 2. Option C, 2 pi. Option D, 2. JAM 1979/17. Now, what is the meaning of inextensible length? Inextensible is equal to constant length. We hear inextensible string is equal to what? Constant length or strange. Do you understand? It means that the length is fixed no matter how the pendulum swings or no matter how the string is stretched. It means that the string does not stretch or change length no matter how fast the pendulum swings or how much tension is applied. Are you there? In a simple pendulum, the length of the inextensible string refers to the fixed, constant distance between the suspension point and the center of the mass of the board. Did you understand? So can we dive into this question now? Yes. Good. Look up. Solution. Mark the word here, inextensible string. Inextensible string. Remember I told you that inextensible string is equal to constant string. Constant string. That also means that inextensible length is also equal to constant length. Did you understand? And this, it means that the string does not change or stretch, regardless how fast the pendulum swings. Did you understand? Regardless how fast the pendulum does what? Swings. So, but let's not dive into the theory. I've explained to you what inextensible string is. And I've told you that inextensible string is also equal to constant string. Inextensible length is also equal to constant length. So, in terms of length, you say that this means that the length does not change or stretch regardless how fast the pendulum swings. Did you understand? Good. Now, but according to the question, they said it's increased by factor of 4. Its period is increased by a factor of what? If the length is increased by a factor of 4, its period is increased by what? That means 4L1 is equal to L2. Did you understand? Did you understand? They said if in a simple pendulum experiment, the length of the inextensible string is increased by, the length now means the L1 is increased by the factor of 4. That means L2 now. 4L1 is equal to what? L2. Do you understand now? So that means we have L1 and L2. But due to the increase by factor of 4, the length, the L2 became 4L1. Did you understand? Did you understand? Now, Now we have, remember in this question now, g is constant, 2 pi is constant. So what we have here now is t proportional to length, which will give us t equal to k root L. So k is equal to t over root L. And that means t2 over t1 equal to root L2 over root L1. Now, let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let's do what? Proceed. What are we actually looking for here? They said each period is increased by a factor of. Which period are we looking for? We're looking for T2. We're looking for what? T2. We're looking for T2. So, T2 is equal to T1 times root L2 over root L1 over 1. Is that correct? So that means T2 is equal to T1 times root L2 over root L1. Is that correct? Good. You say, recall that 4L1 is equal to what? L2. So T2 is equal to T1 times root 4L1 over root L1. So what do you do then? You say T2 is equal to T1 times, separate this, root 4 times root L1. Hope you know they are the same thing with this, over root L1. Now, T2 is equal to T1 times root 4 times root L1 over root L1. This will cancel this. We have T2 equal to T1 times 2. Root 4 will give us 2. So T2 is equal to 2T1. T2 is equal to what? 2T1. Are you there? Now, they are saying each period is increased by a factor of what? By a factor of what? By what factor does each period increase? Since we have T2 is equal to what? T1. The period is increased by a factor of 2, not 4, by a factor of 2. Because if you are to work on this, you still get back to T2 over T1 equal to 2 over 1. Do you understand? If you cross multiply, this will give you back this. So the answer is option D. Did you understand? So thank you for watching. See you in my next class.